Next gentleman I'd like to bring to stage is a gentleman with almost 20 years experience in the industry. He has an amazing story. He hit diamond in 3 short years. Please welcome to the stage, Mr. Aaron Biley.
Hey, hey, do it! No. I need a clicker, Rachel. Do I have a clicker? Thank you. How are we all doing? Keeping warm? God, it's cold. So today, guys, look, I was down the park the other day actually with my little one, Cruz, and I started doing some numbers in my head and worked out that this year will actually be the 18th year in my business since I first got introduced to network marketing. I didn't realise it was quite that long, but it was about 1998 where someone rang me up and said, would you like to earn extra income? And I said, of course. And that gentleman, he was actually a school teacher at the time, introduced me to the Amway business model. I didn't do much with Amway. I signed up 3 friends, Daniel Hargraves, Nathan Howe, my parents, and there was one other. I signed up about 4 people in that business. So not exactly setting the world on fire in my first network marketing opportunity. And people always say, like that Rachel's introduction there, diamond in 3 years. But I always kind of say diamond in 16 years. Because the years I spent with my first company and then dabbled in a few other ones, there wasn't really a time where I had a big break from network marketing, but when I was involved in it, really, I was just a product user. I was dabbling and really doing a lot of personal development. I didn't really have a mentor to show me what to do. I didn't really have anyone showing me steps in personal development, talking to me about subconscious mind and all these types of things. So what I want to share with you guys today is my 18, best tips that I've learned over the 18 years that can hopefully fast track your results. But I'm going to spend the majority of my talk talking about the subconscious mind. Okay, talking to you guys a little bit about the millionaire mindset, because if you had to put just one thing down to success, it really is mindset. And people sort of say, well, hang on, it's not really. What about getting good on the phone? Well, getting good on the phone is just a mindset. It's just a mindset to decide to go and do that and then practice that. So I'm going to spend probably 20, 25 minutes of this presentation talking to you guys about programming that subconscious mind, because if someone had shown that to me at age 21, who knows, maybe I would have done it a little bit quicker. But I'm glad I waited until I found Janess to be able to really hit it hard. Is that okay with you guys? Okay, so in no particular order, I'm going to run through these 18 steps. So number 1, we talk about the why. You've probably heard it a lot today already. If you don't have this down packed, you're not going to get too much further. And this needs to make you feel emotional. So if you're telling somebody your why over the telephone or in person, if that is not making your voice quiver with emotion, then perhaps you need to dig a little bit deeper into what your why actually is. Because your why needs to be an emotional reason. It's the only thing that when you do hit hurdles and when you do hit challenges is going to keep you going. If that why is not important enough to you and you have those hard times, then it's very easy to give up. It's very easy to stop doing what you're doing, maybe change what you're doing. You need to have that vision, like what Alan was saying, what Susan was saying, and you'll hear it again and again and again. So if that doesn't make you emotional to say it out loud, dig deeper and ask yourself what you're really doing this for. We have a great Getting Started guide. If I look on YouTube, it's been watched like 14,000 times. You really need to make sure you've done this for yourself and become an expert at it. And if your upline's doing a different Getting Started, do that with your upline. The point is you need to have a step-by-step starting guide, and you need to duplicate that simply down your team. There's a lot of people who say to me, yep, I've done the Getting Started training, Aaron. I say, great. How many times do you cycle when you're an Emerald? And they say, oh, I don't know, I haven't looked at that yet. Well, you haven't done the Getting Started training. What did you think of the book? Your first year in network marketing, was that a good read? Oh, I haven't read that yet. Well, you haven't done the Getting Started training. So it's not enough just to watch the YouTube video or see the documents. Become an expert. Ours is a 15-step Getting Started training. So make sure you've done yours and you know where to find it so you can duplicate that down the team. Mentorship is really, really important. Okay, this will fast track you beyond belief. Find a mentor that's got what you've got, like what you want. Okay, so if you want to get to Ruby, find a Ruby to mentor you. If you want to get to Diamond really quickly, perhaps you need to work closely with a Diamond. It's the same with me. If I want to go and look at becoming, a real estate millionaire from my Jeunesse money, I'm going to find a mentor that's actually done it. Not someone that's teaching it, not someone that knows it in theory, but someone that's actually done it. If I want to learn shares, I'm not going to go and talk to someone that is a financial planner necessarily, or someone that knows it in theory. I want to find someone that's made millions of dollars from trading in the stock market. So find a mentor that's actually done what you want to achieve. And that leads into your mastermind group as well. And there's kind of two lots of mastermind groups. Your deliberate mastermind group that you want to create. So you might say, look, I'm going to have every single diamond in this company as part of my mastermind group. And I'm going to make sure I call all of them once a week, because that rubs off. Their lessons that they know, their influence, their lifestyle, their attitude, it all does rub off. And then kind of your accidental mastermind group, who are the people that you hang out with every single day? Because I guarantee you that will rub off as well. And some people like to be the smartest person in the room, the highest ranked person in the room. You're not going to grow that way. I like to be, the least ranked person in the room, the least smartest person in the room. That's going to help me rank faster and faster and faster. When I started in the business, I rang up Jason Karamanis, and he said, "Who are you?" And I said, "I'm on your third level. I'm going to be another diamond." And who was I to say that in the beginning of my business? But I knew that that's where I was going to go, and I wanted to meet this Jason Karamanis guy. I wanted to meet Kim, Teresa, because I knew that if I hang out with those guys, that rubs off. And we stayed with Jason for a week in Los Angeles, and a lot of stuff did rub off. I learned a lot of stuff which I didn't want to be, but a lot of stuff that I knew would really help as well. Tap into the system. So Angela's spoken about this, Dennis has spoken to this. The system that we've created, for my team, I can only talk about because I know that with JFire. We've got webinars on just about every time frame you can think of in multiple languages. We do a once a week training online. We do every 3 months training offline. We do opportunity events all around the world. We're accessible to three-way conference calls all the time, face-to-face meetings. All this is part of the system. And if you try and do it all yourself or go off at a different tangent, that's okay, that could work. But I guarantee you it'll work slower. There's people that I know around the world in Jeunesse right now that could be diamond, but they're not, because they've gone off and done their own system, their own way, and that's okay. Like I look at Lyndon and what I've learnt from him I got to diamond in under 3 years, because I knew that he'd got to the top of a compensation plan before and earned 7-figure income. So why would I go and try and do something completely different? And so I just got in his back pocket and learnt from him until I got to diamond. Now his strength is not online. If you ask Lyndon about SEO or Facebook ads or internet marketing, he wouldn't tell you the first thing about it. He wasn't even on Facebook when he was starting on Jeunesse. And so I can go and learn those things now. But if you want to get to diamond, just copy what a diamond has done, and then you can kind of get creative from there. Your business launch, if you haven't launched your business, I suggest you do that. And look, you can do relaunches. If there's a new product that's launched like today, relaunch your business. If a new country opens up, relaunch your business. So every time a new country or a product or a new system or marketing video comes into play, do another relaunch. Hey guys, you've got to come and look at this. Zen is now localized in Australia. Do you know the new market that would open up? Personal trainers, the male population, people into their fitness. So every time a new product comes into play, you can relaunch that business. But you should be able to get to Pearl overnight from doing the launch the correct way, if not Sapphire perhaps. And so it's important to make sure you talk to your people and say, are you comfortable doing a home launch? Maybe you want to do an online launch, or maybe you want to hire a room like this and let's do a really big professional business launch. Because that launch will set you up for the next few years if it's done right. And this is what I want to mostly concentrate on today, is that millionaire mindset, because everything else stems from this. And if you can train your subconscious mind to a level that you can automatically, without even thinking about it, become that entrepreneur to get to diamond, and that's how you're going to be powerful. Because when you start off, you're very excited about your business, but you're really not sure which way to go. This is what stems from everything, because your subconscious mind is going to keep you at Sapphire for the rest of your life, or it's going to keep you at Ruby, or it's going to keep you at Emerald. Your subconscious mind only lets you get to a certain level of success that you've programmed it to do. And some of you guys will know that, and some of you guys won't even know that. You know, when I learnt about the subconscious and how powerful it was, it doesn't matter any tip that you learn today. It will not matter. You can perfect the telephone, you can perfect the system, but if your subconscious mind is keeping you at a certain level, that's the level that you'll always stay at. Okay, so we get excited about the business, and I want you to just be able to do this automatically, because in the beginning, you know, we are unconsciously incompetent, aren't we? We go out in the business. I remember when I started in Amway, all the guy got me to do was write down my goals and dreams and what I wanted. So I wrote down boats and cars, and I wanted to live in Noosa and all these things. And I came away that excited, I barely slept that night. And then I made my first few phone calls to my friends, and I didn't even realize how bad I was. Nobody joined, everyone said no, people laughed at me, and now I knew that I was bad at the business, so I was consciously incompetent. And this is kind of a breaking point for a lot of people, especially if they haven't done much personal development. They now know that they're really bad at this network marketing thing. So they consciously know that they're bad, and so you can either give up and quit, or you can start to learn the systems and learn the personal development and learn the training. So at least you become competent, if not really great at the business. Okay, you're consciously competent now, but you have to still think about it. Okay, so it's pretty cold this morning, wasn't it? A lot of people thinking, oh, do I go or don't I go? An opportunity event comes up in your area. Do I go or don't I go? You're talking to people on the phone, you've got your script out, and you're sort of reading off the dot points. So you're getting better, but you still have to really think about it and encourage yourself to go. I want you to get to this level where you're just doing it. So as an opportunity event comes up, you don't even think twice about not going. It doesn't even enter your brain that you're not going to go to that event. You get on the telephone, you just start ripping off the scripts like you knew them back to front, because you're unconsciously doing it now. It's a little bit like learning to drive a car, isn't it? When you first start, you think, you know, freedom as a 16-year-old, and I get in this car and I'm going to drive everywhere. And you get in there and it's very hard to learn to drive. You got to work the clutch, you got to work the gears, you got the blinkers to put on, you got to look behind you, and we might have a panic attack. What do you do now when you're driving? You're probably FaceTiming someone, driving with your feet out the window, texting, changing gears, listening to your favourite song, and you get to the venue and you can't even remember how you got there. Okay, we're unconsciously driving now because we're so good at what we're doing. I want you to get like that in your business, where I don't even remember how I got to Ruby. I just got started, I just copied what they said, I just went and did it, and all of a sudden I'm Ruby. This is fantastic. Now let's get to the next level. So let's have a closer look at the subconscious. And these are some of the facts, and it's pretty powerful. I mean, this is one of the most powerful mechanisms in our body, and if you can just get this one point, everything can stem from there. Your subconscious mind only thinks in present time. Okay, so it doesn't understand past or future. So when I get my guys to read out their goals, you might have done some of my training, maybe in the Getting Started training, I get them to read them out as if they've already achieved them. Okay, so instead of saying, I will be diamond in 2017, I get them to say, I am a diamond. It feels incredible to be diamonds, because the subconscious doesn't know the difference between the truth and what you're making up. It doesn't know the difference between past and future. It only knows what you tell it now. And if it hears that you're not a diamond, it's just going to keep bringing about more not being a diamond. Okay, so you want to do it in the present time. The subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between what is real and what's imagined. Okay, so we can get the subconscious mind to imagine our perfect day every day, and it'll start to bring that around. It's kind of like a computer program. It's got a little bit of intelligence, but really, once you program it to where you want it to be, that's what it's going to bring about all the time. The subconscious mind does not contain the truth, but a version of the truth. So the version of the truth that you've programmed. Such as limitations of belief which are not necessarily true, but only true to your subconscious. So whatever that's picked up, and the subconscious is pretty much programmed between the ages of 2 and 7. So has anyone here got kids in between that age group, 2 to 7? You want to be careful what you're saying out loud. You want to be careful about your actions. You want to be careful about the TV programs they're watching, because it's pretty much programmed during that time. We can reprogram it as we get older, but it's harder and harder. Our subconscious mind can be programmed so we can live the life that we want. But unfortunately, most people don't do that, because what's ever been programmed in as a kid through our environment, the people that we hang out with, maybe we got told money was evil, maybe we got told money doesn't grow on trees, maybe you got told that you can't do that. Eventually you start to believe that, and it's programmed in. And you start trying to build a network marketing business, and you're consciously trying to be motivated, you're consciously wanting to get to these levels, but your subconscious is keeping you at where it's been told that you have all your life. The subconscious mind makes connections in our thoughts when we sleep and controls our habits. So I'm going to show you some exercises in a minute that are very, very powerful for training and reprogramming the subconscious mind. And repetition is a very important way for programming the subconscious. So you can kind of think about it like this. Kind of think about your subconscious has got like a good angel and a bad angel. You've got your conscious and your subconscious. I've got a couple of friends here that can kind of help us do this point. So I've got the conscious mind here. Hello. That's my conscious voice. And subconscious. Okay. So for example, I used to be the worst public speaker in this universe. I'm okay now, I'm getting better, but I used to literally be not the worst in the world, but the worst in this universe, where I'd get up on stage. I wouldn't even get up on stage, but when I was in school, you had to do whatever they said. And this happened in grade 7, so you're sort of starting to go through puberty and caring what girls think. And I don't know what happened, but I got up to read out something one day, and just nothing came out. And I could start to say 3 words, and then I had to swallow. Started sweating, my right leg started shaking. And this went on for 20 minutes. I sat down and just went, what the hell was that? And most people have heard me tell this story, but from that moment on, I could never get up and talk in front of people. And there's only one other time I had to do it. It was right at the end of school in year 12. I had to do my history talk in front of people. And so I learnt about the subconscious mind, in my early to mid-20s. And so I learnt this exercise where I'm talking in the present time. I would be in my bedroom and I would say things like, I am the most incredible public speaker in the world. People come from miles around just to hear Aaron Biley talk on stage. What was my subconscious brain doing? Yeah, right, good on you, buddy, you're shit. My subconscious was trying to help encourage me. You're awesome, you're the best speaker in the world, you're amazing. But the subconscious is only going to do what the reality is. But repetition is really, really important for that. And so you want to be saying it with passion. And when I first started learning this at home, I felt pretty silly doing it. In the bedroom, by myself, saying, you're the best public speaker in the world. And myself, I was saying, you're so crap. This feels so fake and feels so silly. But I would do it time and time and time again. Until the point where, I believed it to be true, where my subconscious mind had programmed that in. And so, without action, without practice, it's not going to happen. So just because you're up there saying you're an amazing public speaker, time and time and time again, if I got up here and tried to speak, I'd still be pretty average. But what I was able to get over was my fear, was my nerves, and I was able to program my subconscious mind to believe that, hey, maybe I can do this. And with practice and putting that into action, that was able to come about. So kind of think about that as your conscious. Okay, you're always being motivated, you're always trying to be good, but your subconscious mind is always going to keep you wherever it's programmed to be. So we'll run through a few exercises of, how you can change that in a few different examples. You want to give yourself permission to be successful as well. This is one that I really sat down and went, okay, what other things are stopping me from being successful? And I really had to, you sort of go into a visualization or a meditation and ticking off things that I thought I was good at, but what was holding me back. And I believe that this was really one of them. And you guys need to give yourself permission as well to be successful, because this will hold you back if you don't. And for me, it was kind of like, the subconscious mind was saying, you're a nobody. What permission or what right do you have to go and earn $1 million a year, to live in that great house, to drive a great car, to be on stage? You're absolutely nobody, right? You just come from a farm, you're no special education, you've made a ton of mistakes, you've had failures, you've lost money. And I felt that subconscious was kind of keeping me in a certain level. So I needed to give myself permission to be successful. Okay, you're a great guy, you deserve this, you work hard, you've got a good heart, you've tried lots of different things. You need to give yourself permission to be successful. So we're going to do this today. Can everyone stand up for me? Wake up, Steve. All right, so repeat after me. I am incredible. Yes, you are. You're really, really awesome. Are you kidding me? You're shit. That's not me saying it either, by the way. That's your subconscious mind, so don't shoot me. I am amazing. I am a diamond. I deserve this life. I have everything I need to go to the top of the compensation plan anytime I like. Okay, so that's what you need to do. Give yourself permission. I used to say those types of things in front of the mirror to myself and feel totally stupid. But eventually, this guy went away. And I just had all the support. So my conscious became my subconscious. So I was able to read. You can sit down now, guys. Thank you. Give yourselves a round of applause. So I was able to reprogram that subconscious mind of, you're not worth that success. You are not a good public speaker. And all these things were holding back to a certain level of maybe being successful in the business. Does that make sense? So if we look at a few ways that I teach, is having that crystal clear vision. Because without that, when I had a vision of where I moved to Noosa, I knew exactly what the bifold doors looked like, what the tiles looked like, every single thing down to the finest detail. So when you have your vision of how your life looks as a diamond or wherever you're trying to get to in life, make sure it's crystal clear. Write down those goals and remember, we want to write them down with time frames set, but when you're reading them out loud twice a day, or more times if you want to, make sure you're reading them out loud as if you've already achieved them. So if you do want to get to diamond next year, don't read out loud, I will be a diamond in 2017. Because what did your subconscious mind hear? You're not there yet. And it'll bring more about of what? Not being there yet. Okay, if you say, I want to improve myself from a bad public speaker to a good public speaker, what did your subconscious mind hear? You're a bad public speaker, so you're going to continue to be more of a bad public speaker. So you would say, I am a diamond. I love being a diamond. I love going on the diamond trips. I love the lifestyle that it's got me. I love what that does for my family. It's great waking up every morning as a diamond. Your subconscious mind, again, you'll have the little evil guy going, you're not a diamond. You'll never be a diamond. Okay, but eventually you keep saying it and saying it and saying it twice a day, out loud, as if you've already achieved it. Record yourself saying that with your iPhone, with your smartphone. It's really easy. And then listen to yourself playing that back as many times a day as you can. So while you're doing a workout, your subconscious mind is working overtime. When you're sleeping, your subconscious mind is working overtime. When you're driving, unfortunately, we're daydreaming a lot. Our subconscious mind is working a lot. So listen to yourself saying that back over and over and over again. When I started in Jeunesse, I did all these exercises. There was a big list of things that I wanted to achieve and improve on. And so I would say these things as if I've already achieved them. I've never been more productive in my business life than those first 3 years in my Jeunesse business. And I put a lot of that down to this technique. Anyone going to go home and do this? Okay, awesome. Okay, other things that you can do. You can listen to a lot of personal development, because remember what your atmosphere is, what your environment is, the people that you hang out with, the words that you hear consistently are part of that programming. Okay, so if you listen to a lot of personal development, that ends up becoming a mindset, which turn into actions. So make sure you're listening to a lot of that. The mentor that you've got, the people that you hang out with, put it into practice, because remember, none of this matters and if you're not practicing it. So if part of it is public speaking, make sure you're practicing that. If part of it is procrastinating about picking up the phone, make sure you're practicing that. It does take some time. So this might take a few weeks, a few months to achieve, as long as you're doing it consistently. Meditation, visualization, these things really help to reprogram that subconscious mind. Does anyone want to have a go at something that they want to improve on or achieve this year, next year? Anyone want to yell out something? Diamond? Who was that? Angela? Should we get her on stage? Kathy, do you want to get to diamond? Do you want to come up on stage with me? Come on, Kathy. Quickly, Kathy, quickly. I just really wanted you up on here stage with me. Okay, so one of Kathy's goals is to get to diamond. So with Kathy's goals, we're not going to say, right, I want to be a diamond by 2017. We're going to say, I am a diamond. So Kathy, I want to hear you say, I am a diamond.
I am a diamond.
No, you're not. You're just a little ruby. You're never going to get to diamond because you're not working hard enough.
Oh.
I want to hear you say it again.
I am a diamond.
Beautiful. Now, one thing with the subconscious mind, it is a robot. It is a little bit evil. It wants to hold us back, but it does have that little bit of artificial intelligence where if you're doing these exercises and you're saying these things and you're saying, I am a diamond and I'm the best speaker in the world, your subconscious mind's going, hang on, that's not, I don't reckon that's true, and they're going to not have that programming come through. So when you're saying these things, you have to say it with passion, with belief, so your subconscious mind has no choice but to accept that programming. So Kathy, I need to hear you say that with passion and belief. Let's hear it.
I am a diamond and I love it.
Yeah! Okay, give Kathy a round of applause. Thank you very much. So you can do that with absolutely anything you want. Kathy might want to achieve 5 other different things. Say them out loud as if you already achieved them, but you've got to do it with belief and passion. And I know it feels a little bit silly if you're at home by yourself in the mirror and you're yelling at yourself. Okay, you might think it even sounds a little bit fake, but all you're doing is an exercise. An exercise is part of your personal development, and I guarantee you right now that when I was doing these, everything changes. I mean, one of the ones I used to do was picking up the telephone. You know, for me, I used to procrastinate about that all day long. And so I would say, I love picking up the telephone. The telephone is awesome fun. I can't wait. When I get out of bed in the morning, the first thing I do is pick up the telephone. Because every time I make a call, someone says yes, joins the business, that's going to help me to go to diamond. And so eventually, I just did. I just loved picking up the phone. I found it a challenge. I found it fun to play the game. I found it fun to do the deals back and forth. And I eventually really found to love that. You know, so there was getting to diamond, there was becoming a speaker, getting good on the telephone, you know, all these different things. You know, becoming a leader. I would say, I am a great leader. I lead by example, etc., etc., etc. You know, once I had kids, I am a great dad. I love spending time with them. And these things were so powerful, and every single one of them that I could look back and get that little bit of paper out, when I read it out and recorded it on my phone, every single one of those things has been achieved. And so, you know, the lifestyle now at Diamond in Noosa, you guys know the story. It's incredible. I mean, I'll tell you one more amazing story about that. In 2008, so about a year after I moved to Sydney, I had the 2 gyms, and I started looking on realestate.com because one of the great things about visualization and dreaming and vision boards is, you know, that subconscious mind picks up visualization a lot. So I used to look at Noosa houses a lot. Just about every night at home, I'd get on real estate and start dreaming. At that stage, I was losing about $5,000 a month, so it was a big dream. But one of the houses that I saw up in Noosa was this, you know, beautiful big house, big pool, 9-bedroom house. And I said to Nicole, I said, check this house out. This is like my dream house. Absolutely love this place. So I printed out the pictures of this house and I put it up on my vision board. And I said, if we can just get a house like that one day, you know, we'll probably never get this one because it was $2.8 million it was. And back then, you know, there was absolutely no chance of that happening. And so the vision board's gone with me for 3 Sydney houses. It's got tackered edges all around it. Some of the pages are ripped. But I pretty much kept the same pictures up, you know, over the last sort of 8-9 years. Some of them have been replaced. That house came off realestate.com, you know, about a year later. And I thought, oh, yeah, someone's bought it. And about 6 months later, it went back on, and it was on sale for $2.4 million. And I said to Nick, check this house out. You remember my dream house? He's like, yeah, down to $2.4 million. He's like, well, you know, that's still completely out of reach. And, yeah, then we moved house again, and, you know, we joined Jeunesse, and things started to get better. And then all of a sudden, the house was back on sale for $1.9 million. And I kept it on my vision board. And then we moved to Noosa, and we actually drove past that house one day. and things started to pick up. I was diamond. I said, you know what, that's not getting completely out of reach. And one day it got put back on realestate.com. Business was flying along, and just last week we bought that house. So, I mean, we didn't pay $2.9 million for it, or even 1.9. I mean, what we picked it up for was a great price, but that's the power that I believe is from doing these types of exercises, the vision board, the subconscious, putting goals down. Because if I haven't got an idea of what that looks like or what my house is, I'm zero chance of achieving that. Of course, I've got to go and put that into action with a business and work hard, earn some income. But, you know, once we earned that income as Janessa, as a diamond, we had some finances, you know, I was able to make an offer on that house, a cash offer, and that got accepted. So we move into that in September, which is very exciting. But, you know, to look at that house in 1998 and to buy it in 2016, I believe is kind of crazy. But it's amazing what you put out to the universe you can achieve. So let's fly through these other ones. I really wanted to spend a lot of that time on your subconscious, because if you learn everything else but your subconscious is here, you've got your little devil guy there, you've got to get rid of him. You've got to get rid of him in every aspect that you want to learn. Okay, so kind of picture that when you're trying to do something. Enough, gone. Okay, programmed in, you'll bring it about. Relationships are important as well. You know, the more time I spent in network marketing, the more I saw the people that were enrolling with me were people that I had relationships with. So if you can start off with that area in a warm market, but if you can make your cold market warm, build relationships, that is the sole reason someone will join with you. A relationship because they like you, they know you, they trust you. That's really important as well. Master the telephone. I've got a training on YouTube called Who Do I Talk To? Where do I find them? And what do I say? You know, and I think they're really three fair questions when you start in this business, because you do need, do I talk to customers? Do I talk to business people? Male, female, young, old? So it covers that. And then where do we find these incredible business builders? So we talk about that. And then what exactly do I say to them? Because that can become important as well. But we want to be able to master the telephone. You can master everything else, but if you can't master the phone, I don't believe you've got enough to get to diamond. So make sure that's a point there. Master the art of prospecting. So where do I find these people? At networking events, LinkedIn, Facebook, in my warm market, in my cold market, real estate agents. You know, you've got to master that art of prospecting continually. And Chris Cooper talked about it. You know, you saw the last 3 months, the people that we've brought into the business have slowed right down. And that reflects everything. So if there's one thing I had to tell you to go and do, would be do your subconscious work. But again, remember, you're not stopping everything to go and program your subconscious mind for the next 3 months. Please don't do that. Okay, do that at 11 o'clock at night, 12 o'clock at night, 6 o'clock in the morning on top of. So that's extra time you're going to work on your subconscious on top of everything else. The number one thing you want to be doing is bringing new people into the business. Can we all commit to that? So the next 3 months when Chris Cooper pulls the report, okay, there's going to be a big arrow talking about new sign-ups. Yes? Okay, have posture. There's probably no one more that has posture than Dermy Brereton, right? Walking around with that strut. Okay, but you want to have the posture when you're talking to people. Susan Land spoke about it. If someone says, "Oh, is that network marketing?" If you answer that with, "Well, it's a kind of a new age twist on that. It's kind of not real. It's a little bit network." If you say it like that, they're not going to join. If someone says to me, "Oh, it's not network marketing," I say, "Of course it is. I wouldn't be ringing you with anything else." Why? Where have you been hiding the last 10 years? That's a big difference. Have that posture that you believe in the industry so much. Have posture within yourself. If you look at all the diamonds around there, everyone's got different strengths and weaknesses, but they all have posture. They all have belief and confidence when they're talking with people. Okay, and that comes from coming to events like this. Number 12 is you. Really, this is a hugely important one as well. People are joining you, and I'll prove that to you. If Oprah Winfrey or Richard Branson came here right now and got up on stage and said, "I have a business opportunity for you. The first person up here on stage gets to be 50-50 in my new business." What would you guys do? Probably run up to stage, shake hands, sign the contract, and then ask what the business was. Okay, now picture that person at your workplace, that person from school, that no matter if they had the cure for cancer and wanted you to be their business partner, you'd say no. Can you picture that person? Now you can see what I mean. And so who you are and the best version of you is why people are going to join. So what is your star rating? And that's not about becoming a completely different person, being a fake person. That's just about growing. That's personal development. It's being the best version of yourself. So maybe it's coming out of your shell a little bit. Maybe it's improving on the phone. Maybe it's training your subconscious. It's all these different things, and that's why you don't become a diamond, in 6 months if you've never done this before. There's a lot to take in. There's a lot to improve on. There's a lot to learn and put into practice. Yeah, you feeling that? Okay, if you've done it before, it can be a lot quicker. Okay, but you, who are you? How do you dress? I mean, there's some real simple things. If you're wearing daggy clothes to meet someone for the first time, there's a little chance they're going to enroll. If you're looking sharp, if you're looking smart, if you present well, that's a big tick in the box. It's just small things about what is your star rating as a person. Belief, Susan talked about that. Belief in yourself, belief in the company, belief in the product. Really important. Leadership, okay? As you do all these things, you'll just become a better leader. Having that work ethic, being reliable, being professional. There's people that ask me to do a 3-way phone call that I don't even question, because they know how to set it up, they know how to introduce, and I'm always put on the phone to a really quality person. Then there's other people that want me to do a call that I make them jump through a lot of hoops, because often there's a uni student on the other end that goes, what's this call all about? Oh, I don't even like money. Okay, so without being professional and reliable, I've done that call, don't worry. And I said, no worries, this is not for you, bye. And don't be afraid to do that. But it's just about being that professional, reliable person that has that work ethic. You lead from the front. That's what leadership is, leading from the front. And you think about the way that you're acting today, tomorrow, the next day, yesterday. What's that reflecting for your team? Because whatever you do, they'll do. Okay, and it can all disappear pretty quickly until you get to certain levels. So you need to lead from the front with what you're doing. Be consistent with massive action. Action's not enough. So picking up the phone and doing a call, that's taking action. Picking up the phone and doing 10 calls that day is taking massive action. You need to take consistent, massive action in your business. And the thing that I always say to people, if you had to get one tattoo on your forehead to be successful in this business, would be no excuses. And quite literally, there are none. Literally, there are no excuses. I had people say to me over the week, I can't be there. And I want to go back to them and say, no excuses. I know that you can be there, but you got to fight your battles sometimes, because there's no reason that anybody couldn't be here. It's all about priorities. Some people have more money than others. But if you really believe that Jeunesse can take you to where you want to go, and part of that is being here this weekend, wouldn't you extend your credit card, sell something, borrow something to be here this weekend, to say that light bulb went off for me on Saturday, and 2 years later you're on stage as a diamond talking about that light bulb that went off at Jeunesse University is why I'm a diamond. Isn't that worth doing everything to get here? Aren't you going to go back and tell your teams you just had to be here, you missed a great day? How many people are we going to get in Sydney at the conference next year? How many? 1 million? Okay, I like that person. They're thinking big. Okay, so there are no excuses. I mean, there are things that happen to us in life that we can't control, yes? But it's how we react to them that we still have control over. Some people, it's easier than other people to build this business. Some people got all the time in the world. Other people got 5 kids, 5 businesses, and all sorts of things going on. So it's going to be easier or harder and different for everybody. But what it comes down to at the end of the day, if you can have a no-excuse policy, you're going to be quite fine. Focus. Okay, so never give up. Focus on one thing. So do something that's feeding the kids, paying the bills, and focus on one other wealth creation strategy. Not 2, not 3, not 4, okay, not 2 different companies. Don't jump into the next company that launches, then the next one, the next one, the next one, because I can show you the results of people that do that. Stick to something, give it 5 years, and focus on that one strategy. When I started in network marketing, I had 8 businesses, and my mentor at that time was from the US. I was paying him big money, and he was good though. He said, you need to focus, Aaron. Pick one and focus on that. But I couldn't, because I had the entrepreneurial's curse. I don't want to miss out on the real estate. I don't want to miss out on shares. The Aussie dollar's really high, so I'm going to do an eBay business. I had 8 different businesses happening. The day that I started to focus on my network marketing business, the company before Jeunesse, was the first time I started making big money in something. And so I got focused on one thing. And the last one I'll leave you with, the 18th tip, over the last 18 years is, knowledge. Get your knowledge up. That's all part of leadership. So come in here today, reading, audios, mentor, mastermind group, getting on Google and researching the history of this industry. It's amazing how many people don't know about other companies or about the history or what's going on in the world in network marketing. I've been in the business the same amount of time I have. There's plenty of resources out there for you guys to learn about this industry. Businessforhome.org is a great blog. You know, I wake up every morning. First thing I do is read, the newspaper about network marketing. Most people are reading the newspaper about someone getting shot and the interest rates doing this and lots of negative type of talk in the normal news. I don't ever read the newspaper. The only newspaper I read is the Financial Review. So the news that I read is about the network marketing industry because I wanted to make it my career. I wanted to make it my life. I wanted to get knowledgeable about it and become an expert at that because I knew where I wanted to take it long term. So they're my 18 tips for you guys, the most important ones that I feel I've learnt over the last 18 years. I hope that can help you to fast track your business. If you can go home and do those subconscious exercises every single day, I will guarantee you that will fast track your success because sometimes you don't know what you don't know and you don't know what's holding you back. And sometimes, that's the most important thing is to make sure your subconscious can take you to the level that you want to go. Thanks a lot, guys. Cheers.